Start this. Okay.
Okay.
So this is my store procedure. This, we wrote the insert statement to insert data into database. Now I want to write one more select statement also. So I'm putting if condition, if operation equal to 1, then just begin just end and just and then just else if at the rate operation equal to 2, then begin and then end. This is the syntax in SQL. If condition, if you want to write if condition, this is the syntax. Okay. Select start from what is our table name? This is visitors our table name, right? So see, this is the data we have in the database. See, for example, I am passing the operation as a one from the front end, from C# application, from .NET application. Then it will execute. So I am passing 2. Then this statement will going to execute. Just I want to call this select statement. So first I need to write in DL layer. Then I open DL layer. Here we need to pass one more parameter for existing. Just dot int. What is our this is our parameter name, right? This is our variable name or parameter name something. So I'm passing for this one. Okay. So I want to write one more method. I want to retrieve the data from the database. So public void get visitors. I want all the visitors, whatever we have in the database. I want to retrieve all the visitors, and I want to retrieve. So I need first what are all the steps I need to do? We want to make a connection to database, right? First step. What are the steps involved in this? If you want to connect to database, what are the steps? Tell me now. I will write that.
Open SQL connection. Open connection.
SQL connection. OBJ. OBJ equal to new SQL connection. Then
SQL command. Connections. SQL connection string.
We can pass like this and we can also pass like this. I am passing as a constructor here. So here I called one property and I assign this text. So both are fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it having the default constructor and then parameter.
This is parameterized.
So now I'm using parameter constructor. Now in my previous method I used default constructor. Whatever we want we can use, that's it. So I need to write a SQL command, right? Which operation we are going to do? Insert or delete or select or update. What we are doing now? We are retrieving data. We are selecting data from the we are get the data from the database. We are selecting the data from the database. So first we need to make a object per SQL connection, and then we need to make a object per SQL command. SQL command equal to new SQL command, and this also having a, see here, parameterized constructor and default constructor, right? So I'm using default constructor here, and then obj sql command dot connection. I need to specify here connection equal to obj sql connection. Then next step, what is the next step?
Connection open చేయాలి.
So before that, we need to make something, right? Obj sql command dot command type dot store procedure. We are calling store procedure, right? So whenever you are calling the store procedure, you need to call this. Otherwise, it will take a wrong assumptions. If you are calling store procedure, you need to include this statement.
Okay.
So this is now I'm calling the store procedure. So obj sql command dot command test. Command test is nothing but a store procedure name equal to, what is our store procedure name? This is our store procedure name, right? Right. So then see here, I want to tell you. See, I told you SQL connection and SQL command, right? So here I want to tell you the data table. Here we have a data table, okay, and we have a data set. See the data table and data set. What is the purpose of data table and data set is? It's a very important. Data table can hold the data. It will hold the data of the database table. See, we have it in database. We have a this table, right? We have a this table,
Yeah.
right? So this data we can hold in this data table in our .NET application. This is like a SQL table. Okay, we can hold this whole table into the one data table in the C# code in .NET. So data set is, we can hold multiple tables in a single object. Multiple tables. For example, we have a visitors, we have a users, we have a employees. We can hold these two into one data set. For example, we want to hold separate, means we need to create a data table. We have a three tables. If you are retrieving in select statement, you have three tables. You need to create an object per data table is three. So in data set, we can create one object and we can hold multiple tables. So this is the basic difference for the data table and data set. Now I'm going to retrieving the data from the database. My table is visitors, so I wrote the select statement. So I'm retrieving data from the database into my in .NET into this, data table. Okay,
Okay.
and so here, whenever you're inserting or deleting or updating, then you're using execute non-query, right? So here,
Yeah.
here something is different. Whenever you are retrieving the data, you need to create a object for SQL adapter. SQL data adapter. So this is the new class. To you need to retrieve the data from the database to hold that data in data table or a data set. You need to create an object for this data adapter. Data adapter equal to new data adapter, and it asking, it is also a default constructor and it is also a parameterized constructor. What is the second parameter? It will ask in the SQL command object, SQL command object. Here this is our command object, right? Obj SQL command. Just I'm passing obj SQL command. Okay, and also here I need to pass a parameters, right? How to pass the parameter to store procedure? Tell me the syntax. Can anyone tell me the how to pass the parameter to store procedure? Last session we discussed, right, how to pass the parameters to store procedure from our C# code. SQL command dot parameters dot add. Then it asking, see here, this is parameter name. So this is my, I will specify. Then SQL DB type dot int. I'm passing integer parameter, and then dot value equal to 2. Just I'm passing 2 value. Just I'm passing this only, this one only. If you know the syntaxes, then it is. So I want to copy this parameter. So I'm passing operation as a parameter for this retrieving the data, and passing the value is 2, integer value. Why? Because I wrote here if condition. If operation equal to 1, this statement will going to execute. If operation equal to 2, this statement will going to execute. Now I am retrieving the data. So I passed a parameter operation as a q, integer value. So here and then you need to create a data object, because we need to hold the data in the data table, right? So obj data table equal to, I created object, then just you can using this SQL adapter dot, we have in adapter we have one fill method. See here, this is the symbol for the method, right? I have a fill method. In fill method, what it will accept data set and data table and data set and string table. Some parameters are there. So I'm passing the obj data table, and then I want to see here what is this type. Void means
it won't return anything.
So I want to see here, we have a 3-layered architecture. Here I got the data, I hold the data in the data table, right? I call the store procedure and I pass this parameter, and then I fill all the data into this table, right? So this is in BA layer. So this will come into the BL layer, and then we need to show the data in our front end UI application, right? So see, whenever going to do insert or something, no need to return anything from to our application, because we are getting the data from our view UI, right? And then we will insert into database. Now what is now I want to return a data table into UI part. So here it will asking return time, return obj table. Just I wrote this method, and just I want to return this method. Just I want to create an object. So here is showing some exception, means this means we need to import the namespace system.data. So obj visitors dot, we have a get data, right? Get visitors, and then we need to pass some parameters. I'm not passing any parameters. So just here your understanding purpose, I'm creating a data table here. obj data table equal to data table, okay, and then obj, it will return data table, right? The obj visitor dot get visitor, it is returning the data table, right? So I'm holding the data into my data table. This is my data table, specific data table. So just I'm returning the data table to UI part. Return obj data table. So just build it and then just go here. We have a formula, right? Okay. Just just Alt Control X and we'll get a toolbox, and then select a data grid. See data grid view. Just I want to close this. Just I'm expanding. So just click on and properties. Just I want to change the name. So I want to change the name as grid view visitors. Okay. Just so I want to call that method, right, in our here. For example, in form load, I will tell you these examples. I will tell you this what is form load, all those things. Just so, okay. I want to call the BL method. So what should I do now? What I need to do? I want to call a BL method first, right? Hello. Or understand?
అక్కడ రాసిన గెట్ ఫీచర్స్ ని ఇక్కడ
సో అర్థమవుతుందా లేదా డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే నన్ను అడగండి. డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా? అర్థమవుతుందా కాన్సెప్ట్?
అర్థమవుతుంది.
సో BLA dot visitors
object
visitors equal to no object, and then I want to call obj visitors dot get visitors. So I don't have any parameters, so I want to fill that data into the data grid. So in data grid, what is our data grid name? Grid view visitors dot data. So before that, see here, if you cursor means it will if you are it is a data table showing, right? Data table visitors dot get visitor is showing, right? Cursor is, so it is returning the data table. So we can capture that return value into our data table. So I want to create a data table object equal to new data table, and then just I'm assigning this local variable to get the data, and then just you can data source equal to, you can assign like this. So just run it. So you got the data, right? So we will debug it once we will so anyway we got the data here, right? So okay, so how we got the data we can see now. Just see in our for example, see events, see from class, what is the class contains. Generally class contains what is the class ఏమేమి డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు మనం? ఓకే, క్లాస్ లో మెథడ్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు, ఈవెంట్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు, ప్రాపర్టీస్ డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు, సమ్ వేరియబుల్స్ డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు, డెలిగేట్స్ డిక్లేర్. This we will wrote this all in class, right? In C Sharp and Java. So the form one is a one class. See here, if you want to see this, form one is a class. It having the .cs extension. If any file having .cs extension, this is a class. Okay. And then it will create a partial class form visitors. So this is a class. So this contains this class contain properties and then events and then methods, right? So just I want to see here. Just select the form. Just select the form and click on right click on and view properties. See here is showing these are all the properties here. See here, and this is, so sorry, this is the properties. This is the order actually. These are all the events. These are all the events. What are the form have the event? These are all the events. Actions. Events is nothing but a action. For example, if you click on the button have a click event. When you click on the button, that code will be fired. So for example, if you are the cursor in name text box, then you are coming to reason text box, though you are leaving the name text box, then one event will be going. Mostly event leave event something is there. So I have a load event. Whenever my form is loading, I have a one load event, right? And then I have a button events. These are all the mouse down events and mouse enter events, mouse over events. We need to do some performance. Whenever your cursor is going to that place, I need to perform some actions. Then you can write a code under this event, mouse down event, mouse enter. Whenever our mouse is coming to this area, I need to write some code in the mouse down event. Events is nothing but a action. So I have a form load. Whenever my form is loading, I need to perform some actions. So that's why we have a load event, form load event. So whenever you are closing the form, then you have a form closed event also. This many events, this you can see one by one and you can easily understand. See, this is the event symbol in our .NET. So here, this is my form. Just double click on it and then you will go to form load event. Automatically, for example, this is not there means, example, this I don't have. Okay. For example, I don't have means, what is this? Oh, okay. For example, we don't have means, just go to there, because we generated and we deleted, no, that's why it's showing. Generally, it will not show. See, form. If you double click on the form, then automatically, see, for example, I have a form too. Okay. If you double click on the form, then the form load, this event automatically they generated. Just double click on the form. Okay. And then just this is our form. So just click on that. So I have, whenever just put the breakpoint here and just put the breakpoint here and then put the breakpoint here. So just I'm running the form. See now. So first, what is the first block of code to execute in class?
Constructor.
Constructor, right? See, whenever you're creating the object to that class, the constructor will go into execute, right? So this is the this is the class, this is the constructor. So constructor will go into execute now first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just this initialize component I will tell you later. Now you will get confused. Just then it will run some, then it will come to the form load. This is the execution process for the Windows forms. First it will execute a constructor. If you want to execute some code here, then you can write some code here and then it will execute first. So I wrote some code in form load. Whenever my form is loading, I need to retrieve data from the database, and I need to show visitors in the front end screen to user. So just I'm calling this. I'm creating the data table object. Okay. Just I have a visitors. I created a visitors object. Then just I call this. Then I created the DA layer visitors object. Then I call the get visitor method, and then it return the data table. So it will show the data into this here. See here. So for example, if you are inserting anything, say for our understanding purpose, I will put some code. 12, 13, 14. Next you can save it. Okay. Then click event will fire. Button click event will fire, right? This is event. Event is called a action, user action. Whenever we did some like whenever we're going to do some action in the form or a click event or a mouse move event, mouse enter event, some events are there. That are all the basic events for all the classes, all the file in everywhere. In ASP.NET also we have that many events. In C Sharp, I mean Windows Form, in WPF also we have. In WCF also we have. Not WCF, in Silverlight. Silverlight also we have in this many events. So just click on F5. So the data is saved in the database. See here. Select start from visitors. So my data is saved into this database, but it is not reflected, right? Why it is not reflected here?
Form load event fire available.
So only once it will fire. Form load event fire only it once. So if you want to retrieve again, then you need to whenever you insert the data, then you need to write this code after the insert the data. Here, if you wrote this, then click on the start button. Oh, what is this? Okay. Anyway, I created now. Here I created the same object now, so that's why it's showing a duplicate. So just click on that. So constructor executed, form load executed, then it is loaded. So now I'm going to insert just 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So whenever you save it, just click on that. See here, 20 and 30 is added, immediately added, right? You understood? So in real time, when see, for example, whenever you're adding the data, they need to see the data right here, right? Whenever we're adding the data, we need to see they always we need to refresh the data from the database. So here, for example, I am adding this. See here.
Duplicate data.
Duplicate మనం హ్యాండిల్ చేయలేదు కదా, హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తే డూప్లికేట్. సో సి ఐఎమ్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ సేవ్ అండ్ దెన్ వి గాట్. నేను డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేసేయాలంటే ఏందాడా అందుకని వచ్చింది. Double action. Double click means whenever we click that will fire. So again you click means that will again fire, right? So my record is here. So this is the concept, the basic concept to retrieve the data from the database and insert the data into the database. So how to call the these are insert data into database, and then you need to edit, you need to update, right? So that you can try easily with the same actually here. Where is this? Same. If you want to update the data, you need to use a command class execute non-query method. You can try once, then you will understand more. See, I wrote. You understood, or you have any doubts? Let me know.
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
Okay, Prasanna,
యా
Viswa, Teja,
ఎస్ సార్.
Maunesh. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా?
Ah.
డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు అడగండి. మనం మీకు ఈజీగా అర్థమైంది. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా దివ్య మీరు? మీకు అర్థమైందా కాన్సెప్ట్?
లేదండి ఇప్పుడు మీరు చెప్తే అర్థమవుతుంది. నేను గ్రాడ్ వర్క్ లో కొంచెం బిజీ. రేపు క్లాస్ కంటే చేస్తాను.
ప్రసన్న మీరు చేస్తున్నారా? మీకు ఆల్రెడీ కొంచెం ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉన్నట్టుంది. సో 1 minute. So I have one project here, BL layer, DL layer, and my visitors management. This is the Windows project. This is the UI. This is called UI. This is my database code. I will write all the database code in this layer. So I will write all the business logics. Business logic means every company has their own business. So they have their own logics, own rules. So we will import the rules into BL layer. We will make some changes whenever after we retrieve the data, or we are going to insert the data in business logic. We can change something in data. That operations we can do later. This is a business logic layer. This is the data access layer. This is a visitor management layer. So what we did is I want to delete this. So what we did is we have a form 1, and in form 1 we created our form. We designed like this. This is called UI, user interface. Okay, any operation we will get from the user interface, right or wrong? If you want to insert, or if you want to do a select statement, or any operation we will get from the UI, user interface. So this is the user interface for me. So I want to insert a data. Just I am entering the data into the text boxes, and then I click on save. This is called event. Click event. For button, it have a click event. So when I click on the button, so my click event will go into fire. Then what I did, I created a business logic. So I called business logic in UI part, and I called data DL layer class object in BL layer. Clear? So I created a BL layer object, because if you understand this, then it's going forward it's easy గా అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకుంటారు మీరు. అందుకని మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి రిపీట్ చేస్తున్నాను, గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది మధ్యలో అని చెప్పి. Okay, and BL layer lo unna visitors class. I have a BL layer visitors class, right? So I created object for that visitors class. Then in visitors class I have a insert visitors method. So I have a insert visitors method. So I pass some parameters to them. Just if you want to see that, just go to definition. Here I created a DL layer object for visitors. Then I called insert users. Just I passed the same parameters to this method. Here in this data layer, I have a stored procedure. I have a database logic code, So I wrote connection string, SQL connection object, SQL command object, whatever. SQL connection means it will say which data source you are going to connect. SQL command means it will say which action you are going to perform. So if you are performing on insert, delete, update, right, then you will use execute non-query method. Otherwise, if you are using retrieving the data, that are all the inserting or deleting some operations. If you are retrieving the data from the database, then you are doing SQL data adapter. You can use SQL data adapter to fill the data into the data table in the C#, or we can fill in the data set also. Data set we will see in the later. First, data table. I create object for the data table, and then I have a SQL adapter. I created an object for the SQL adapter, and then I fill the method to data table. I pass it as a data table, and I will return the Why I written the data table? Because this is a different project. See, this is the different project, this is different project, right? If you are not writing the data table, this will not understand, right? The UI part will not understand, presentation layer will not understand. So I am writing the data table into from DL layer. See, from SQL Server to we'll get a data into the data table into DL layer. From DL layer to I will writing to the BL layer. From BL layer to I'm writing to the UA part. So that's why I'm writing the data table. Data table is a class. We can data table is a class, is nothing but a type. So I'm writing this as a type. So I'm writing the data table to business logic, from business logic to here. Here. So I inserted. So I need to refresh the data. I need to do some action on that. Disturbance వస్తుంది అక్కడి నుంచి బాగా. So I click on the save button, the data is inserted into the database. Then I need to retrieve that. I need to show in this grid, right? So again I call this method, same action only, same action, same event, same event only. I call this again. I call this method get visitors. So when it is refreshed, that's it. You understood, right? If you have any doubts, ask me. No. Teja, you have any doubts? Viswa, Divya, Prasanna, Maunesh, Pani.
డౌట్స్ ఏం లేవండి, అర్థమైంది.
అర్థమైంది కదా కాన్సెప్ట్? ఓకే. నౌ విశ్వ, తేజ, అర్థమవుతుందా మీకు, లేకపోతే ఇంకా ఏమన్నా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ కావాలా?
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్.
అర్థమవుతుంది కదా, ఓకే ఫైన్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ బేసిక్ థింగ్స్ ఇన్ ADO.NET. This always in every day to day work you will use data table, data set. If you are say for example, see keep in mind, if you are in our project, for example in our project, in company, in our project they are using ADO.NET, means the day to day we will use data table, data set, SQL connection, SQL command. This all things we will use. Okay, for example we have a, without ADO.NET we can connect to database using some link view concepts or entity framework concepts. Without this concept, what we are using now is the ADO.NET. ADO.NET we can use to connect to database, right? So without this also we can connect to the database like SQL Server. If you want to connect to SQL Server, we are using now ADO.NET is one concept in .NET framework. Then if you want, some people will use LinkU and entity framework. Entity framework and LinkU they are using in MVC architecture. Some people will know MVC, right?
తెలీదండి.
Okay, that is a one framework. MVC is nothing but a framework. సో దాన్ని ఒక 2 సెషన్స్ తీసుకుందాం లాస్ట్ లో. జస్ట్ అది మొత్తం చెప్పాలంటే పెద్ద కాన్సెప్ట్, బట్ 2-3 సెషన్స్ జస్ట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ తీసుకుంటాను. సో దానిలో ఎంవిసి యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు, ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ ఎంవిసి ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు లింక్ యూ అండ్ ఎంట్రీ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తారు డేటాబేస్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి. బట్ నార్మల్ .NET అప్లికేషన్స్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ADO.NET యూజ్ చేస్తారు. దిస్ ఈస్ ద థింగ్స్ టు కనెక్ట్ ద డేటాబేస్. So now this is the basic some insert and update deleting, insert and retrieving the data from the database. See here, I want to ask one question. What is the object oriented programming? Anyone tell me what is object oriented programming?
అంటే దీంట్లో వి మేక్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ కదా, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ క్రియేషన్ అండ్ ఆల్.
C# Java or object oriented programming.
Okay, So how we can say this is object oriented programming?
క్లాస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంది అంటే సి వీటిలో ఉండవు కదా అని.
We are creating an instance of an object for the class, and through that object we are updating and retrieving all the data.
See, object oriented programming means if you want to say any program, any language is object oriented means they will support your 4 concepts, right? Abstraction,
Polymorphism, and encapsulation.
Abstraction, yeah, abstraction, polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance. What is inheritance?
Reusability of data.
Yeah. See, in the object-oriented programming, we have a 4 concept. Abstraction. See, voice is getting it. Abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. So inheritance is nothing but a code reusability, right? So we have the concept, but in our code we don't have any code reusability concepts here. See here. See, object-oriented programming means code reusability main, but we are see in our same class file we wrote this one, this is the same, and this test is the same. So we need, for example, see ఎప్పుడైనా మీరు ఒక క్లాస్ ఒక మెథడ్ రాస్తున్నారంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ లైన్స్ ఎన్ని తగ్గించి రాస్తే అంత వాల్యూ యాడ్ అవుతుంది ఆ క్లాస్ కి ఆ మెథడ్ కి. నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ లైన్స్ పెరుగుకుంటా వెళ్తే బ్యాడ్ కోడింగ్. అది మీరు ఎంత తగ్గించగలరో అంత తగ్గిస్తే అది గుడ్ కోడింగ్. సో
2 lines final.
So for example, if I want to see here, I wrote the data source name and visitors management database and then password. For example, in my database I changed the password. So how many times I need to change here in C# code?
2 times.
2 times. If I will going to write one more method means
1 more time.
So if in real time we have an example, we can have thousands and hundreds of methods we have. So we need to modify all the methods, right? Then what is the use of object-oriented programming? So just this I tell you the sample example actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the BL layer, and we can use add, and see in the DA layer, right click on the DA layer, add new item, and we have one template called application configuration file. Okay, it will, don't change this name, just add like this, app.config file. In app.config file, this is nothing but a XML file. So in the configuration section, we will write everything under configuration section only. So here just app settings, one section is there. So under app settings, I'm adding one, let's see, key equal to connection string. Okay, and then value equal to I want to put this value here. I want to put this value here, and then my key is connection string or str connection string, and then my value is the database what we are passing to this method. I don't want to do this. Why? Because if you want to change in the real time, we need to modify some thousands and hundreds of methods if you did like that. Okay, so just what I did is I right click on that project. Okay, I right click on the project, I added app.config file. In app.config file, in configuration section, I added app setting part, and then in app setting part I have a add key value. I added this. So okay, so and right click, then again right click on the project and add reference, and go to assemblies. Click on the assemblies. These are all the public assemblies, shared assemblies. I will also get these assemblies in our local laptop, in our Visual Studio. You will also get these assemblies. These are all the shared assemblies and the public assemblies. And then just search for what is that configuration. See here. See here, system.configuration. This is the namespace. System.configuration. This is the namespace. See, you can find this assembly. See here. For example, if you are C program files 86 reference assemblies Microsoft framework .NET framework 4.5 something is there now. 4.5 system.configuration DL. That is the DLL in that path. Okay, that shared assemblies and then .NET assemblies all will into that path actually. So click on OK. So now I got system.configuration section here, assembly reference. So just go to this method, DL method, and just you can import the namespace here. What the namespace using? System.configuration. Kiran? Kiran? Kiran, meet lo bettu. So this is the namespace I have here using system.configuration namespace. So I want to pass this parameter, right? Just configuration FIGU or a configuration manager dot app setting. Just what is our parameter name here? Key value. Key is this one, right? So just you can pass like this. Here also you can pass like this. If you want, you can pass here also, no problem. Okay. Now if I want to, I wrote thousands or hundreds or how many methods you can write. If you want to change the connection string like database name or a user ID or a password, then I can change in one time only, right? It will affect it for all files, right?
Yeah.
So if you, for example, if you want to see this, just put on the breakpoint and just run. Just click on get editors. Just go to this. Just click on quick watch. Why it's getting null?
డబుల్ కోట్స్ లోనే ఇస్తారా? అది డబుల్ కోట్స్ లో ఇస్తారా కనెక్షన్ స్ట్రింగ్ అన్నది?
కనెక్షన్ స్ట్రింగ్ అన్నది అవునండి, డబుల్ కోట్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. కౌంట్ 1 ఉంది. సో రిజల్ట్ వ్యూ what is this? SQL access directory path. See, if we get any problem in the real time, can see all the methods and all the properties, what are they have, something like that. You can see like here.
Okay.
This is getting empty. Why this is getting empty? Configuration manager. Oh, I'm sorry. What is this? App setting only, no?
Major dot connection string and
Not like that.
URL పెట్టాలి ఇక్కడ.
ఇక్కడ
Okay, Windows application.
so
Configuration manager dot connection string
no, that is
and dot connection string and
that is different. See, if you are adding connection string properties,
okay, connection.
see,
Okay.
then we will use that one. Okay, this is very
Okay.
did app setting.
Okay.
Where is our class? Why it is not initializing?
యాప్ సెట్టింగ్స్ అక్కడ స్మాల్ ఏ ఉంది అంటే అదేమన్నా అఫెక్ట్ అవుతుందా?
App set direct ఉంది, no problem.
అక్కడ దాంట్లో యాప్ సెట్టింగ్స్ లో ఏపీపీ ఏ స్మాల్
అదే అది syntax.
XML coding.
As syntax అది. So this is like a XML file.
ఓకే ఓకే. అంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ యూస్ చేశారు కదా డాట్ యాప్ సెట్టింగ్స్ అని, అది
key equal to connection value equal to data source equal to then database, then user ID, and then password. What is our password? Password
1, 2, 3, 4 అనుకో.
Password is 1, 2, 3, right? I forgot that.
password 1 2 3 4.
So this is our connection string, right? So put here. Okay. And then meters. So I want to this here. System dot configuration dot configuration settings dot app setting. We will try this. What is our name?
Connection.
Connection. Then we can, this is a string value, so we can convert this as a string. You know, boxing unboxing, right? Convert dot to string.
Convert dot to string.
And then just copy this. Just pass this. Okay. Just run it now. Just quick watch. So now answer got null. Oh. One minute. So next on the system dot configuration dot session dot configuration settings. Configuration manager. Explain section. Configuration errors exception. Object configuration. Why it's showing connection thing? It's taking now, so I think. Let's see. It's getting empty. Why it's getting empty? Key value internal. See, why we are not getting system.configuration settings also we put, right? We put configuration settings also, right?
Configuration manager.
We put configuration manager and here I put configuration settings also, right? Why it's not. We wrote under the configuration only, right? Configuration. Okay. See here. Basically, I think some problem in this XML file. Basically, we'll get for the two properties. In everywhere, in web application also, we'll get like this only. What it will have. Configuration. And it is find a section with a configuration. Configuration settings dot app settings. We can try once. str2 equal to system dot configuration dot configuration configuration manager dot with access connection string. In my app.config, see where I added app.config same right, DL added. Add consistent equal to
name. Name ఇవ్వాలి కదా. Name ఒక ప్రాపర్టీ, కనెక్షన్ స్ట్రింగ్ ఒక ప్రాపర్టీ.
name like Sql
కనెక్షన్.
Generally in the real time we don't want to this use section. Generally they are wrote in the app setting only. I will tell you why that one. Cunn, right? So we will try once whether this variable is getting or not connection string variable. This is also getting empty. This is null. This is null. I think some we will delete the file and we can access it here.
మీరు కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ మేనేజర్ డాట్ యాప్ సెట్టింగ్స్ ట్రై చేశారా?
Just click on add reference. Just click on this time deleting all and I'm adding again. I think maybe some build problem or something is there. Basically we can access using those properties. Application app config. So just rebuild it. Just clean the solution. App setting. Add key value. Just I'm adding and value. Just dummy value I'm adding. We will see once it is getting, then I'm automatically over.
add value.
One more project. Okay, we will see that actually maybe some problem in the project. I will find out it and I will tell you tomorrow what is the problem, exact problem. We can access those things using this type of system.configuration manager.app setting only.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Maybe some build problem or some, I don't know. I can find exactly what is the problem. Okay. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No.
No.
Divya, Maunesh, and Viswa.
No, Shiva garu.
ఓకే సో అర్థమైందా కాన్సెప్ట్స్ మీకు లేయర్స్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ అర్థమైందా
అర్థమైంది కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ ఉంది ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి మేబీ
ఓకే ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే రేపు డబ్ల్యూపిఎఫ్ అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ చేసి సేమ్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఎలా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలనేది చూద్దాం
ఓకే
టుమారో అండ్ రేపు టుమారో అండ్ 23 right tomorrow 23 24 25 and 26 we will see in WPF and then we will discuss some more few concepts in object oriented programming then we will jump to ASP.NET.
Okay.
Okay
sure
ఓకే ఇంకేం డౌట్స్ లేవు కదా ఇది నేను ఈ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాను నాకు ఫస్ట్ టైం వచ్చేది ఇది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసి నేను రేపు చెప్తాను
ఓకే అండి
ఓకేనా
ఓకే
Okay.
డౌట్స్ నో డౌట్స్ రైట్
All right.
ఓకే సో ఐమ్ క్లోజింగ్
రికార్డ్ చేశారా?
రికార్డ్ చేశాను నేను పంపిస్తాను ఓకే హలో రికార్డ్ చేశాను నేను పంపిస్తాను
రికార్డింగ్ పంపించండి
నేను పంపిస్తాను ఓకే ఐఎమ్ క్లోజింగ్ నౌ Do you have any doubts? Ask me now.
Hello.
1 minute. ఓకే క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నాను డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే ఇప్పుడు అడగండి డౌట్స్
రికార్డింగ్ పంపించండి
రికార్డింగ్ నేను పంపిస్తాను అది ప్రాబ్లం లేదు డౌట్స్ ఓకే
Okay, sir.
ఓకే బాయ్ బాయ్
బాయ్
Bye.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి
థ్యాంక్ యూ